Welcome back. Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi today clarified that there was no rift between him and senior BJP leader LK Advani, a day after an empty seat and lack of eye contact between the two leaders sparked off speculation about a rift. Today, Modi sat right next to Advani at a rally in Bharuch. He also said reports of a rift were the handiwork of a media desperate for sensation where there is none.
अगर मोदी भाषण के लिए खड़ा होगा तो बीच की कुर्सी खाली होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है। कल वापी में हमारे आदरणीय प्रदेश अध्यक्ष जी भाषण देने के लिए खड़े हुए, बीच में उनकी जो कुर्सी थी खाली हुई। आज सारे देश के अखबार फ्रंट लाइन पे बहुत बड़ी खबर, बीच में कुर्सी खाली है। क्या हो गया है दोस्तों? लेकिन हो सकता है अच्छा जब भोजन होता है तो बीच बीच में कुछ ऐसी चटपटी चीजें अच्छी लगती होगी, शायद इसलिए रखा होगा।
News on LK Advani's anti-corruption yatra. He's finally in Gujarat, where he wanted to start the yatra from in the first place. While Narendra Modi was on the same stage, many are reading different and differing signals from two leaders' body language. While the BJP says there was nothing unusual, the next few days of the yatra in Gujarat may just throw up a few more headlines.
A floral welcome for LK Advani's Jan Chetna Yatra as it entered Gujarat. This was the usual. The unusual was the chemistry LK Advani, the mentor, and Narendra Modi, the protege, displayed. At Vapi for Mr. Advani's first rally in the Gujarat leg, between the moment they walked up to the stage and walked off, they praised each other. But all along they sat away from each other.
LK Advani came and sat right here on this chair on the left, but Narendra Modi came and sat on this sofa here, which one would have expected the Gujarat BJP President R.C. Fardu to come and have sat there. But the Gujarat BJP President came and sat right on this golden chair where Narendra Modi should have sat. Now this of course meant that the contact between the two leaders, Mr. Advani and Mr. Narendra Modi, was absolutely not there.
If Mr. Modi kept the distance, distant Bihar and Nitish Kumar found place in LK Advani's speech, despite the fact that the Bihar Chief Minister is keeping Modi out of poll campaigns in his state.
बिहार से जो आरंभ हो रही है वो लगातार चली है। ये बात अलग है कि गुजरात से तुलना करना बड़ा मुश्किल होगा।
Party leaders say read the signals differently. Mr. Modi was letting the focus remain on LK Advani. For the party function, the state unit chief was given prominence. In the past, both Narendra Modi and LK Advani stood and sat side by side. The unease perhaps started after Mr. Modi started chasing his Delhi ambitions and said no to LK Advani's yatra starting from Gujarat. Mr. Advani shifted to Bihar. Narendra Modi's Bete Noir flagged off his yatra. This has the BJP worried. The yatra will be in Gujarat for 2 more days. Narendra Modi and LK Advani will be together. Their ambitions and the distance between them will remain the focus. With Tejas Mehta, Amitabh Revi, NDTV.
Meanwhile, Digvijay Singh has hit out at Anna Hazare once again for misleading people on the Lokpal bill. He says it's not going to solve all corruption and a more comprehensive plan is needed.
I think he is overestimating the Jan Lokpal bill. The corruption can only be removed by a comprehensive strategy of the government and the bureaucracy and the judiciary together so that it can be tackled at every level. Just passing a law would not help anyone.
Anna Hazare has said he plans to restructure his core committee to make it more inclusive, to also give representation to religious minorities, tribals, Dalits and youth to strengthen the campaign against corruption. Hazare also hit out against the UPA government for targeting the key members of his team, alleging that those who are threatened by the Lokpal movement are attacking his supporters and close aides and trying to break his team.
हमारा ज्वाइंट कमेटी था, ये सिर्फ 2.5 महीने के लिए था। कई लोगों ने ऑब्जेक्शन लिया, हमारे लोग नहीं है, दलित नहीं है, आदिवासी नहीं। अरे 2.5 महीने के लिए तो ये कमेटी है।
अभी जो बनेगी वो दूरगामी कमेटी होगी, उसमें हर लोग होंगे, दलित, आदिवासी, मुस्लिम भाई, सब लोगों को लेकर, और उसमें फिर ये युवकों की जो बात है वो भी उसमें रहेंगे.
Now for some news on cricket. Team India had a horrific day in office. 10 wickets were lost in 120 runs in the first innings of the Kotla Test versus West Indies. That after Sehwag and Gambhir gave a flying start to the innings. Rahul Dravid battled over 3 hours on a track that challenged most Indian batsmen. He scored 54 runs. West Indies skipper rattled the Indian lower order as the hosts were all out for 209. West Indies took a lead of 95 runs. It paid for MSD to have a spinner open the innings. West Indies lost pole in the first over. The latest from the turbulent world of Pakistani cricket. Here is what the former coach Waqar Younis had to say to ex-captain Shahid Afridi, who's making a comeback in the team after having announced his retirement earlier.
Head down और अपना मुंह बंद करके क्रिकेट खेलना चाहिए. सारे 15 के 15 इसीलिए आते हैं कि ये पाकिस्तान के लिए खेलते हैं. कोई इंडिविजुअल नहीं है. अफरीदी की तरह मैं नहीं करते कि मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो यूँ हूँ. बुरा लगता है कि पाकिस्तान की इमेज का मसला है. तो आई थिंक जैसे मैंने कहा है ना कि अफरीदी को मैसेज है मेरा, और बल्कि उसको एक सलाह है बड़े भाई की तरह कि पुट योर हेड डाउन एंड प्ले क्रिकेट फॉर पाकिस्तान. डोंट प्ले फॉर योरसेल्फ.
Meanwhile, Mohammad Asif is likely to be moved out of a high-security jail in Wandsworth to an open prison. Asif is a D-category prisoner because Britain sees no threat to its national security from the Pakistani bowler. Hence, there will be more freedom for him. Nasser Hussain has written in his column that the conviction of 3 Pakistani players make him wonder if he has played in any dodgy games during his career. He recollects the one in 1999 to 2000 when Hansi Cronch had accepted taking money, but he claims to have been naive at that time. Former Australian captain Ian Chappell has lashed out at the ICC for being unable to take the bull by its horn when it comes to match fixing. His remedy to bring credibility back to the game is to ban those players who are guilty of fixing. With Greece due to run out of money in a few weeks, Greek Prime Minister George Papandreou and opposition leader Antonis Samaras have agreed to form a new coalition government. The new coalition government will approve a Eurozone bailout deal before elections. Prime Minister George Papandreou has already stated that he will not lead the new government. The European Union had given Greece 24 hours on Sunday to explain how it will form a unity government to enact a bailout agreement. A suicide bomber has killed at least 7 people near a mosque in Afghanistan's northern Baghlan province. The bomb went off as worshippers were leaving the mosque in Old Baghlan city after prayers marking the start of Eid. Officials said 2 police officers were amongst the dead. At least 18 people were wounded. The number of dead from Thailand's worst floods in a century has reached 500. Pools of polluted water force people to move out in new areas. Bangkok's subway system has been put at risk by the flooding and new evacuations have been ordered in the capital. Floodwaters have begun receding in some provinces north of the capital and a major cleanup is planned at Ayutthaya this week. So how does Chennai celebrate Eid ul Adha? More on that when we return.